Hello there. In this video, we are going to look at setting up priority classes using the Ciw Python package. So in earlier videos, we've looked at setting up classes, but they didn't have priorities on them for the sake of how queuing works. You may just want to, for simplicity, instead of defining like a custom service discipline, is just to have it such that different classes have different priorities at the nodes as a kind of simple setup. So let's go and first begin by setting up a network that has multiple classes, and then we will add the priorities to that. So we'll set up our API here to have a create network, and we'll have some arrival time distributions. So we need to set up a dictionary. And in this case, yeah, let's go class 0. The names don't have to have numbers for the classes, by the way, just doing that for simplicity. And also for simplicity here, we're just going to set up a single node for each of the, well, a single node, but it applies to all the classes. Okay. So there's maybe an arrival distribution with class 0. And just to make it more interesting, we'll have 2 classes. Maybe I'll just copy this. A couple more. Sure. Close enough. And we will call that class 1. Also with a rate of 5 is fine. And we need to close that list there. Okay. And then for service distributions, the time it takes for a service to be completed, we need that as well. Service distributions, good. Don't worry about these type errors for checking .dists. Should probably get that fixed in the underlying package, but basically it is actually there. It's just giving a type error. Okay, so service distributions. We got class 0 and class 1 for arrivals and services. This should all look pretty familiar if you've seen previous videos in this series. And then let's say number of servers, also for simplicity, let's say 1 at that single node. Now, let's set up a simulation. And we will add the priorities in a moment, but let's first go if name is bound to the value of dunder main, and we'll set up a seed of, in this case, we'll just say 1, and then we'll have simulation be bound to the value of q.simulation, and we will pass in for network our network, and then we will run the simulation. So simulation, and then we'll go run. Sorry, it's not run, it is simulate until maximum. In this case, we'll go with time. Often I go with time, doesn't have to be time. And we will get our records from that. So we will go simulation get all records. And maybe I'll just zoom in a little bit for us here. Good. Now, let's grab something like our waiting times, waits. Yeah, we'll just follow the tutorial here. So we'll go waits, and we've got record dot waiting time for record in records. And here we're going to apply a kind of filter. If record customer class equals, and here we'll put in class 0 as one of our classes. And then we'll similarly do waits 1, except that we will apply it for class 1. And then we'll print the respective sums. So let's print sum of waits 0, and we'll do the same for waits 1. That should be good. We'll open up another terminal here, and we'll go how to set priority classes. And you can see there's some differences between the classes, but this should really be Let me think. For the most part, balanced, stochastic, like we chose one particular seed number, but there's no reason, I think, yet why it should prefer one class over another. However, let's zoom out even more here, just so we can have both of those things on the screen for us. Okay. Let's now add priorities. So let's go priority classes, and sorry, that's going to be a dictionary for us here. And we'll go class 0 is going to be of priority 0. So one of the things, two things to know about these classes if you're going to set up your priorities this way. First of all, the classes have to be positive integers. They can't be anything else, otherwise you'll get an error, because behind the scenes, it's actually using essentially an index. And the other thing is that they have to be consecutive. So for example, you can't go class 1 has a priority of 2, skipping over 1. They have to have this kind of contiguous set of values. So now let's run our simulation again. And here you can see a much bigger difference between the two. That's probably not due to sampling error alone. So that is our first little look at setting up priority classes in this easy format. But truth be told, you already know, if you've seen these tutorial videos, how to do the more complicated thing, which is to write your own service discipline function. So if this is not complicated enough for what you need, that's okay. But if you just need a simple set of priorities, this is also a very simple way to specify that. All right. Good luck with your next discrete event simulation, and I'll see you in the next video. Bye.